Liverpool rocked by shock twists on and off the pitch. Don't miss a second. Subscribe now for instant Reds updates, exclusives, and breaking alerts.
News headline: Arne Slot firing verdict issued in Parliament as politician makes feelings clear. In a strange clip that has emerged on social media, Bulgarian Member of Parliament Toshko Yordanov brought up Liverpool FC head coach Arne Slot during a recent National Assembly. In a bizarre clip that emerged on social media, Yordanov says he wants to talk about Liverpool's recent form, citing Xabi Alonso being available, having been fired by the Spanish giant Real Madrid at the start of last month as the reason. "I suggest we discuss the shaky shape of Liverpool because I like them," Yordanov said in a video posted by the Bulgarian political channel Advet na Reakcija on TikTok. "Something is not good. I hope Xabi Alonso becomes the coach from next season to be fine again." Yordanov has previously caused controversy in Bulgaria by suggesting that young medics who protest about not getting enough pay could be replaced by foreign arrivals who are willing to work for less. There is no suggestion that Liverpool would be looking to make a change with Slot at the current moment. Earlier in the week, he and sporting director Richard Hughes appeared on a video together alongside CEO Billy Hogan, outlining their plans for the future. "We have spoken almost on a daily basis since we started," Slot said on a video published on Liverpool's official YouTube channel. "You get to know each other even better. What I really like about working for a sporting director like Richard is that whenever I need him, he is there for me, but also you don't constantly feel the decisions he is making and that he is judging. Maybe he does, but he always finds a really good way of hiding that. You want to have the backup if needed, but you don't want two eyes on top of you with every decision you make. I think Richard finds that balance really well for me to work in ideal circumstances. Fundamentally, there is the understanding for both parties that everything that involves match-day team selection and tactics, that is always the manager or head coach. That is their domain," Hughes said. "It is very important not to spill into that. We talk about football and we talk about performances, but I always let Arne lead that. I will share an opinion, but waiting for the right time to share these things is critical. You have to have an opinion. There was an opinion that got Arne into the position that he is in, so you can't shy away from that. But once you have the right person and you believe in that person, the judgment is not something that is happening on a daily basis. You're working together to achieve something together. Did it help that we came in at the same time? Possibly, probably. But it is more important that we had synergy right from the first moment. Understanding how he is as a manager, how he wants to work, and trying your best to put them in the best possible position to have all the tools they require, that is what I feel my job is."
News headline: Alexis Mac Allister reveals Arne Slot demand in Liverpool team meeting ahead of Man City. News and details: Liverpool will face Manchester City at Anfield in the Premier League this weekend as the Reds look to bridge the gap in the table to Pep Guardiola's side. Liverpool midfielder Alexis Mac Allister has revealed what head coach Arne Slot told the dressing room that helped boost the club's recent form. The Reds are currently preparing to face Manchester City in the Premier League and go into the game having scored 10 goals in their previous 2 matches. Slot's side are currently in 6th place in the Premier League table after a 4-1 win against Newcastle United in their previous fixture. This followed a 6-0 victory over Karabakh in the Champions League, which booked Liverpool a place in the last 16 of the competition by finishing in the top 8 of the league phase standings. Liverpool are now preparing to City team that beat them 3-0 in the reverse fixture at the Etihad Stadium back in November, with 8 points separating them between 6th and 2nd in the Premier League table as things stand. Mac Allister played a key role in both of the wins against Newcastle and Karabakh for Liverpool, playing the full 90 minutes in each fixture. The Argentina international will hope to continue that form when the Reds host City at Anfield on Sunday, and has explained what Slot said to the squad that has helped spark the recent upturn in form. We feel like we are in a good moment, in a much better moment than the beginning of the season, Mac Allister said in an interview with Liverpool's club website. We're improving as a team, which is the most important thing, and now we're looking forward to this amazing game. The manager had a really good meeting where he said that we needed to improve in both boxes. That's what we wanted, and I think we showed it in the last 2 games. But we were more aggressive, we pressed a little bit more. That's what we want, and that's what we want to get and be consistent on that. I think it's going to be key. We have many players that are injured, so it's not that easy, but we're getting there. I think we are all happy with our last 2 performances. We played against 2 teams that were a little bit more aggressive and tried to build from the back, which is for us maybe better. We are in a good moment, but we need to keep working and keep improving.
News headline: Alexis Mac Allister explains Liverpool improvement as 2 big talents picked out. News in details. Alexis Mac Allister has previewed Liverpool versus Manchester City in the Premier League this weekend, with Arne Slot's side generally looking much better in recent weeks. Liverpool midfielder Alexis Mac Allister is confident that the Reds can continue to improve in the next few weeks, with Arne Slot's man looking to get back into the Champions League places. This weekend, Mac Allister is likely to start alongside Ryan Gravenberch in midfield as Liverpool hosts Manchester City. While it is playing catch-up to the likes of Manchester United and Chelsea at the moment, a victory on Sunday would be another sign that things are heading in the right direction again. We feel like we are in a good moment, in a much better moment than the beginning of the season, Mac Allister told the Reds' official website ahead of this weekend's game with Manchester City. The manager had a really good meeting where he said that we needed to improve in both boxes. That's what we wanted, and I think we showed it in the last 2 games. But we were more aggressive, we pressed a little bit more. That's what we want, and that's what we want to get and be consistent on that. I think it's going to be key. We have many players that are injured, so it's not that easy, but we are getting there. I think we are all happy with our last 2 performances. We played against 2 teams that were a little bit more aggressive and tried to build from the back, which is for us maybe better. We are in a good moment, but we need to keep working and keep improving. Central to Liverpool's recent upturn has been the form of Hugo Ekitike and Florian Wirtz. I think they complement each other really well. They are both big talents, and I think everyone can see their quality. We can notice that they love to play 1-2s and these kind of things, which is really good because they can generate goals and assists in just a moment like this, clicks fingers. So I'm really pleased for them. I think they are showing how good they are. But as I said, I think as a team we still need to improve, and that's what we want.
News headline: Alexander Isak problem message sent as Liverpool awaiting injury return. News in detail. Alexander Isak is recovering from the broken leg he suffered at Tottenham in December, with the Liverpool striker receiving assessment from former Sweden midfielder Stefan Schwarz. Liverpool has been advised that Alexander Isak isn't yet a world-class striker, but he has the potential to be a very good fit if his injury issues can be solved. Currently, Isak is on the mend from a broken leg sustained in a clash with Mickey van de Ven during the Reds' 2-1 victory over Tottenham Hotspur before Christmas. The 26-year-old has only managed to start 10 games for Liverpool, having missed a full pre-season following his record-breaking $170 million transfer from Newcastle United. He also had a stint on the sidelines due to a groin issue prior to his current injury. He'll be one of a number of players missing this weekend. During his 3-year tenure at Real Sociedad, Isak only missed 8 matches in all competitions. After a few months out with a thigh problem shortly after his move to Newcastle in August 2022, he was absent for just 12 of the subsequent 96 Premier League matches for the Magpies before this season began. However, former Sweden and Arsenal midfielder Stefan Schwarz believes that ongoing fitness problems are the main concern for Isak. First, Alexander Isak has to come back from his injury, and I think he will be a very good fit for Liverpool once he is fit, Schwarz commented via the Liverpool Echo. He's a young player, he has a lot of qualities,
He's very cool in the box, a very good finisher. He can produce magic in small areas and tight spaces. The only problem is his injury history. I think Liverpool will work with Isak to get the right balance so he doesn't miss out on too many games when he returns, so he is a much better player for next season. He is a top striker, but when you don't have the continuity and you are injured, it's very difficult to reach the top again. He isn't a world-class striker right now, but he has the potential to be one. Isak faces an uphill battle to feature in Sweden's World Cup qualification push in March, with Graham Potter's squad needing victory in Ukraine before a decisive clash against either Poland or Albania. Schwartz explained he believes Liverpool could reap the rewards should Isak make it to the finals this summer. It looks very difficult for Alexander Isak to participate in Sweden's playoff for the World Cup against Ukraine, but the most important thing for him is to get back fully fit and recovered so he's well prepared to get a good number of games under his belt, said Isak. Liverpool will need the player they were looking for when they signed Isak to get them goals. I think it's always a positive thing if a player goes to the World Cup, European Championship, or AFCON. It's always beneficial for the player because you compete against the best. It gives you the belief and the drive to show your skills to the rest of the world. If you have a good tournament, then your club will benefit as well.
News headline: Unai Emery aims bitter accusation at Liverpool over Harvey Elliott transfer saga. Harvey Elliott has made just 7 appearances for Aston Villa this season due to a £35 million obligation-to-buy clause, with manager Unai Emery now publicly appealing to Liverpool to remove the terms so the midfielder can play. Aston Villa's manager Unai Emery has pointed the finger at Liverpool for damaging Harvey Elliott's career, attributing his wasted season to the conditions of his loan deal. Elliott has seen little action on loan at Villa this season, and Emery feels that Liverpool's stipulations have effectively tied his hands. The 22-year-old midfielder made the move to Villa on a season-long loan in September, hoping to secure regular playtime after struggling to break into the first team during Liverpool's Premier League-winning 2024-25 campaign. However, his stint at Villa has turned into a nightmare, with only 7 appearances to his name so far. This is due to a clause stating that Villa would be obliged to shell out £35 million to make Elliott's move permanent if he clocks up 10 appearances this season. As a result, Emery has kept him benched, with a rare outing against Red Bull Salzburg in a non-crucial Europa League match on January 29th, marking his first game in 3 months. Emery empathizes with Elliott, who has maintained his professionalism throughout, and has now publicly called on Liverpool to remove the obligation-to-buy clause from the loan agreement, after months of behind-the-scenes discussions failed to yield the desired outcome. I spoke with him. We have been fair because there are 2 ways. One way is sport, the second is business, Emery said on Friday ahead of Villa's Premier League game against Bournemouth. We'll be fair in case because we are trying it, and I told him we are opening the door to play with us because he can help us. But it's not only in my way and on my side. The other side is Liverpool. If they take off the clauses to play matches and for us to buy him, I said to him, you are going to play here with us. It's a sport decision. But now it's a sport decision and a business decision. My sport decision is still there. You are deserving to play. We need your qualities in the field. You are going to play. But in case the clauses are still there, now it is Liverpool. They have the key. And I told him it will be fair for him in case Liverpool take off this clause. We are speaking about it, but not now. We started speaking about it 3 months ago. Of course, the transfer window finished on Monday. Liverpool declined to recall Elliott during the January transfer window, and it appears improbable that they will alter their stance on the clause within the agreement. The England under-21 international's contract at Anfield runs until June 2027, but a summer departure looks likely once his difficult spell at Villa comes to an end. It will be fair for him because he's a calm guy,
good guy, and he's a fantastic professional. And then his qualities are there. Of course, he must play, and he's really being patient. And I know we are damaging him because we got a deal with Liverpool in the summer, and the deal is there, and we are respecting the decision and taking the sporting decision responsibly from my side. It can change for him in case Liverpool take off this clause. If they don't want to, okay, but the player is getting damaged.
News headline: Liverpool star's dad U-turns on Real Madrid transfer interest, if the opportunity arises. Alexis Mac Allister's father has rowed back from his previous comments about the Liverpool midfielder potentially moving to Real Madrid. Mac Allister still has over 2 years left to run on his Liverpool contract, yet has become the latest player to be linked with Real. Real made a splash by signing Trent Alexander-Arnold from the Reds last summer, and are also interested in defender Ibrahima Konate, whose contract expires at the end of June. Their links with Mac Allister have come from the other direction, with the Argentine midfielder and his dad openly courting the Spanish giants. "I read the rumors, but that's all they were. There were no contacts," Carlos Mac Allister told Spanish newspaper AS in November. "In any case, it's always nice when my son is linked with the biggest clubs in the world. Real Madrid is a very big club, but so is Liverpool, and we must be responsible and respect the institution he belongs to and that believed in him." Then, in December, Mac Allister himself spoke to the same newspaper when he made it clear a move to La Liga could be on the cards in the future. "Yes, why not? It is a country that I really like, and I have visited it several times, and above all, because of the language and culture, it is very similar to Argentina," he said. "Without a doubt, I would like to play in Spain one day, but today I am very comfortable at Liverpool." Carlos has now tried to calm down the speculation around his son, who is under contract on Merseyside until June 2028 and is a key player for Arne Slot's side. "What I can say at the moment is that Alexis is focused on Liverpool and the current season. Alexis is very happy and very comfortable at Liverpool," he told Win-Win. Mac Allister, 27, joined Liverpool from Brighton in the summer of 2023 and has made 129 appearances for the club, with 17 goals and 17 assists. He has been a regular this season, making 34 appearances across all competitions. News headline: Jurgen Klopp's Harvey Elliott regret after Arne Slot decision and Liverpool hopes dashed. Harvey Elliott's Villa Park limbo could have turned out a lot differently had it been Jurgen Klopp making the calls at Liverpool this season. Liverpool loanee Harvey Elliott might have found himself in a more fortuitous position this term if Jurgen Klopp was still calling the shots at Anfield. The winger finds himself in an impossible position at Aston Villa after joining the club on temporary terms in the summer. But Elliott has instead found himself on the fringes of Unai Emery's plans and barely used in Birmingham. The 22-year-old has made 7 appearances this term, meaning he can play just 2 more games without triggering Villa's obligation to buy. What seemed like a perfect match for both parties has quickly turned into a nightmare for the player, and Klopp's previous comments regarding his regret over not playing Elliott more suggest he may not have allowed Elliott to leave Anfield in the first place. Discussing his impending Anfield exit and potential regrets to reporters in May 2024, he said, "It's not like I go back and think, where did we go wrong here and there? But if I regret one thing a little bit, it's that Harvey didn't play often enough, maybe." In a very important and intense period in January, when we had a lot of injuries, he played really good, probably our best player, whether it was right wing or right midfield, all these kind of things. Then everybody came back and he had a few minutes here and there and didn't start anymore, and then came on and made a big impact. It's really nice that he could show that.
Arne Slot kept Elliott around for his Premier League title-winning debut season on Merseyside. The former Fulham prospect scored 5 times in 28 outings in all competitions last term, but was nonetheless farmed out to a club now above Liverpool in the Premier League pecking order. The Athletic has reported Elliott was keen to return to his parent club in January, and understandably so. However, Villa would have had to pay an early termination fee in that case, given there's no recall clause in place, and Liverpool were believed to be unwilling to waive the figure. It leaves Elliott in a position of great uncertainty at a time when he should be making key strides in his career. He was named Player of the Tournament as England won last summer's European Under-21 Championship, scoring 5 goals and picking up 2 Man of the Match awards. Klopp was in charge at Anfield when Elliott first made the move from Craven Cottage in 2019. Elliott has since made 159 appearances for Liverpool before he's even turned 23, but now faces a barren 4 months, likely to spend largely on the sidelines. Given the terms of his Villa loan agreement, it seemed as though Slot was content allowing a fringe member of the Liverpool squad to leave once the terms of his deal were met. Instead, a somewhat awkward reunion may be in store this summer, in a situation that may have been avoided if Klopp had his say.